What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. This is part 2 of the impossible life of Britney Spears. We left off before just kind of doing a backstory on all of her Instagram posts, and I was kind of explaining to you guys that I felt the need to come to her defense as a longtime fan because of her crazy Instagram posts. But I also kind of wanted to give you guys the backstory on why those Instagram posts came to be. So if you want to know a little bit more about the series, make sure you check out part 1, but welcome to part 2. Alright guys, where we left off is I was about to literally go back and tell the story of how this all happened. We're gonna rewind the tapes before all these posts, before lots of albums and all these great things that have happened, as well as sad things. We're going back to 2004 when Britney Spears eloped with her childhood friend Jason Alexander. Now, this is crazy because this is one of those things where I didn't know all the details until I was doing further research right now, but at the time I literally just I saw tabloids, and I would just see that, oh, she married someone for a day, and this was kind of the beginning. She was very young when this happened, so this is the kind of beginning of me defending for her. I was a fan as soon as the first album came out, and the minute something like this would happen, like she was married to Jason Alexander, or she was, because this happened when she was in Vegas with him, her childhood friend, I saw like the tabloids for it, and I immediately had to start sticking up for her, even with people in school or family. And it started at that time, but that was in such a small way compared to how it blew up over the years. Like, obviously I would defend her for more serious things as the years progressed, but in this time I was just defending her for this marriage. But as I went to do more research, I found out that the team that has worked for Britney, they swooped in and they got rid of that as much as they could. Even though I found out and things leaked, definitely in their own way, they got the marriage annulled 2 days later. And it was no surprise that Britney was later on the prowl for lots of companions and possibly a family. I mean, shortly after that whole Jason Alexander thing, she turned up engaged to homeboy, to the one, the ultimate fuck boy, Kevin Federline. The couple started dating during the Onyx Hotel tour, Britney's most sexual, amazing fucking tour. That is my favorite tour of all time. If you haven't seen it, you need to check it out. The Onyx Hotel tour is definitely streaming somewhere on YouTube, and you need to see it because it has our best costumes, best sexy hair, best sexy sweat scenes, and it's very, very hypersexualized. And I like to think that it's because that is actually when she was fucking Kevin the most, I feel like, and I feel like that's when she actually was able to be more free on stage. I hate to say it, and as much as I hate Kevin and all of the, and I'm gonna tell you lots about how I feel about him, but no matter what fell out from them during the Onyx Hotel tour, that was definitely when they were most in love and most happy, I feel like, because he was on tour with her, not only dancing, but even after he was done dancing for her, he would just go with her. And you can actually see all of this kind of unravel on Britney's the reality show that they did, Chaotic, which I found years ago on YouTube. Again, look it up, watch it, because I fell in love with this series, and I just always thought that had the most hidden gems about Britney Spears in it. And I felt like I always loved her music and I always loved who she was, but I didn't truly understand my soul being tethered to Britney Spears until I saw the Chaotic series on YouTube. And it really just shows how human she is and how vulnerable she was to falling in love, and how love is actually the root of all the things that happen in her life. Love and heartache and heartbreak and all those things is what led us to today's destruction and where we are today. But I'm gonna get into it all. I'm gonna give you guys every detail that I know. But listen, so Britney started dating Kevin while his ex-girlfriend Char Jackson from Alicia was pregnant with their second child of 2 years. And already with this detail, you guys can know that obviously Kevin is not only a fuckboy, but he's a little bit of a star chaser. He already has a baby mama, and she's also somewhat of a celebrity. And not a huge celebrity, but it's almost like he did what he could. And when he saw the opportunity to be with Britney Spears, it's why would you not? I just feel like he went for that opportunity because he knew it was an opportunity. Not because he loved her, not because he was genuinely interested, but because he knew that so much opportunity would come from that for being with such a pop superstar. Within 2 years, literally 2 years, within 2 years, Britney was also pregnant with their second child. So he had 2 baby mamas with 2 kids. allegedly because of all of the fuckboy antics that he was doing, partying, kind of like throwing all her money away and things like that, just real fucked up shit. The relationship turned sour, and while I feel like breakups can kind of be hard on anyone. Britney was in front of the world, and she was literally in front of the world with 2 children. And as the Princess of Pop, we began to see a huge, like almost a true cry for mental health. And I feel like we didn't know it at the time. I feel like mental health wasn't what it is today. And it's just so sad to see that was what ended up happening. It seemed like she was on the way up. And I know that from the way that she looked like she was in love on Chaotic and everything, I know that it was a huge turn of events for things to get the way that they did. It's really, really sad. We saw the fall of the Princess of Pop right in front of us, and we saw these true cries for mental health. During this time, during the time of the breakup, Britney was surrounded by dozens of people making money off her. Security guards are being paid off by the paparazzi, and they would literally just make tons of money off her, and she was having meltdowns. And they took advantage of it. They took advantage of a broken-hearted Britney Spears. And instead of anyone asking what was wrong or what happened or looking at the root of it or why she was sad or did the thing that she did, they just looked at what she did. No one ever took the time to really, really uncover how we got to where we got to. And then it just piled on top of that, unfortunately. It's almost like back then we didn't recognize the signs of poor mental health the way we do today. Instead, we zoomed in and we watched as if it was all a reality show. I mean, this was the breakout of like reality shows, so a lot of different things were happening. Like we were kind of changing as human civilization, and emotional disfiguration became a worldwide phenomenon in a weird way. Like we almost enjoyed watching other people on reality shows live their work lives, live their relationship lives, and it was a nice break from our lives. So I feel like when we saw, or collectively as the world saw, the Princess of Pop kind of go through this spiral down, it almost seemed like it was a reality show for them. This became, with the paparazzi following them around and it being on TV, it almost doesn't feel like it's someone's life. It feels like you're really watching a reality show, and it takes a second to really remind yourself that that's someone actually being followed around. Like, that's her real life. This is really happening, and she's really sad.